Alright guys, yeah, I'm still here working on a film, but I still wanted to do these True Detective videos because I've been doing them pretty consistently. But what I have to say is, like, True Detective, even when it's at its worst, it is still better than most things out there. This episode, which is episode 6, Haunted Houses, was the first episode that it was amazing. It just wasn't, it didn't just keep breaching better and better and better. This episode was kind of the needed, like, not so much exposition episode. It was more procedural, and it was just more like kind of like character drama, and it was really entertaining to watch. It just didn't really further the ongoing narrative. The very end did, but the rest of the show, it just was a lot of. I'll get into that later, but spoilers if you haven't watched it. There's a ton of spoilers. I'm gonna spoil a lot of shit, so just don't watch, I guess. If you're still watching these, and there's no point, just watch the show. But yeah, so this episode, we're back up in 2002, and Cole has he's already like split up with his girlfriend, who just, I guess, was kind of just like a letter. She wasn't like a main character or anything. I think she spoke like once the whole show, but they're split up, and Cole has kind of gone this whole like he's just gone off on his own and is doing his own thing, and he kind of reverted back to just not being friends with Marty, which is weird because they were starting to get close. So I guess Cole just like saw what he was doing and then pulled back. And he's still investigating what happened, like in the previous episode where they learned that this stuff is the Golden King or whatever, he still might be out there, and this might be a lot bigger than they thought it was. So he's investigating people still, and he's still looking into the case without orders, which is something that even like the new, I guess like the new head of the police force is just not into it. He's not like the guy from 1995. This new guy is a really hard ass, and he's getting on Cole. We have the return of Shia Wingham, who's the pastor. I didn't think he was gonna return like this. We'll see in the episodes. I thought it was gonna be bigger, the whole like preacher pastor thing, but it wasn't. He's a drunk now, and he brings us on to the he turns Cole onto the religious task force, and Tull, who was the guy who in 1995 was so eager to like bring up this religious task force, and he set up a bunch of like Christian, or not so much Christian, but just like religious schools of study, which Cole is now investigating, and Cole thinks happened. He thinks they're connected to the murders. Then on Marty's end, Marty he's still just fucking up. He goes back to cheating on his wife with the girl that he actually saved from prostitution years before, so it's kind of like fucking twisted. And he drives Michelle Monaghan to do drastic measures. So in what was probably for me one of the most wrenching scenes of the entire series, she seduces Cole and has sex with Cole, and then lets Cole know that the whole thing was a trap, and she's setting him up. And she goes back to get back at Marty. She tells him she had sex with Cole to hurt him, and that kills their friendship. That is what they fought about in 2002. That was made into a really big deal. So, I mean, sleeping with his wife, that was a big deal. And there was a very like climactic fight. Well, it's not climactic, but it was a pretty intense fight between the two. And you see Cole's character really kind of like he becomes more of an introvert than he was starting to work his way out of. It's a really good episode. True Detective Haunted Houses. We have 2 episodes left. We needed this episode to just get things across. In the last frame, you have both characters. Marty has now left the police station being investigated in 2012. So we have him, and he is confronted by 2012 Cole, who is like, I'm going to buy you a beer. No, really, you should buy me a beer. After however many years, what is it, like 10 years difference? They're seeing for the first time to what I think is Cole investigating what really happened. So we'll see next week. Two episodes left. I'm starting to get depressed because it's going to end. Between that and Girls, which is such a good fucking show, it's so well written. These are just two fantastic shows. Even at True Detective's worst, it's still better than most things. I'm gonna give this one a 9. It's back around the first episode. It may be like an 8.8. It's a really fantastic episode. I know we needed it, but I just want to get back to that more really fast pace. So check that out. Follow me on Twitter. That is down below. A bunch of stuff. I'm going through pre-production on a film right now, so if you want any part of that, and follow me on Twitter. There's cool stuff I talk about, and maybe you might see a celebrity. But yeah, so thanks guys, and I'll see you later.